Your Excellencies, heads of state of the East African Community, the delegation leaders, the Secretary General, members of the diplomatic corps, ladies and gentlemen, greetings from the people of Uganda. Thanks for electing me to chair the East African Community Authority for the next 1 year. At this point in history, and given my 65 years of either watching closely or being right in the center of events on our much troubled continent, I feel compelled to use this occasion to bring up the issue of okukonesa, okufubya, miscooking the African Revolution. Okukonesa, kufubya in our languages of the lakes, is a process where the food is not properly or consistently cooked by not applying the necessary heat for the necessary duration, and it ends up being undercooked. Kukona, kufuba. I don't know how they say it in Swahili. You'll give me the Swahili word. The food does not kusya. Kusya is our word there, meaning kuiva. Chakula haiwivi vizuri. The food does not get properly cooked. It becomes a mkone. A mkone is the food which is undercooked and you cannot sort it out. It then becomes difficult to cook properly because the insufficient heat initially applied has cooked the food in the wrong direction. The option then is to throw away that food and cook another quantity of food. I have attached a note to this speech from our scientists describing this process, which we the wananchi simply call kukonesa, kufubya, but it's actually science. It is actually science. By 1900, the whole of the African continent had been colonized, except for Ethiopia, which had defeated the Italian imperialists in 1896 at Adowa. This was squarely the fault of the African chiefs and kings who had watched the slow encroachment of these European invaders right from the time when the Ottoman Turks captured Constantinople, Istanbul, in 1453, closing the overland route to Asia for Europe, pioneered by Marco Polo around the years 1271 to 1295. While the Europeans were rightly looking for an alternative route to the east by going around our massive continent, they became slave traders and colonialists when they discovered the weaknesses created by our kings. Our kings were oppressing the people, fighting one another instead of cooperating, failed to adopt new scientific knowledge, e.g. gunpowder. The Europeans invented gunpowder when our kings were here just running around with spears. Wabonaki, I said. She answered, Tinka boine kantushana boneiwe, are close to the dialects of Uganda. Swahili contains a lot of words from the dialects of Bara kule kwetu, huku ndani, inland Africa. What God has put together, man shall not put asunder. It says in the book of Mark, chapter 10, verse 9. During that Last Supper with Mwalimu, here in Arusha, I was discussing with him the very issues I'm telling you now. God bless you.